All right, kids, what's up? Here we go on to this happy first day of, well, I guess now it's the second day. Happy second day of really, truly virtual learning, I guess. I'm filming myself outside because I was like, might as well, it's a beautiful day. I took this idea from Miss Knable, so I just wanted to give you guys like an overview of what this week is gonna look like. Thought I might as well put it in video form so that you can see my face. So this video is for Spanish 1, so all of you kids who are in Spanish 1, so 8th graders and the several high schoolers are also taking Spanish 1 since your all's assignments are all in Google Classroom and I don't have to combine classes like I did in real life. I'm just going to combine you guys. So Spanish 1 is now 8th grade and then the 4 high schoolers who are in it. So let me tell you what we're doing this week. So today's Tuesday. I have put on your assignments before that we were gonna have a test, I think today, but actually since we're not there in real life and since most of what you have learned has been very much self-taught these last few weeks, we're not going to take it on Tuesday, we're going to take it on Friday. So go ahead and put that in your head. I'm going to say it multiple times, but our test is on Friday. We have a test on Friday, test on Friday. It's going to be on Google Classroom, it's going to be online. It's going to look different from how we normally do tests, but I think it'll work out just fine. Watch me get hit by a car. So for today, Tuesday, I have assigned, you'll see on your assignment there that besides watching this video, you also need to go and study for this test, okay? I attached a study sheet that tells you all the things you need to memorize, which is the conjugation forms of tener, venir, ser, estar, and the possessive adjectives, as well as your 5AB Quizlet, okay? So you should have been studying that already, the Quizlet, learning it. Some of you may have studied it a lot, some of you may not have studied it at all. So you need to get on that today. After I introduce all this stuff, I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like, what it should look like when you're making your own study guide for these things, to make sure that you're getting it into your head, the things that you need to know for the test. So that's for today. Tuesday is studying. Thursday, I'm gonna send you guys a Zoom link and we're gonna do a live Zoom review session, which I'm very excited about because that means I get to see you guys. So I'm hoping that everybody can come to that. I'll get to you, it'll tell you on there what time that's gonna be. I've got to make sure I coordinate it with the other teachers so that it doesn't conflict with any other live Zoom sessions that you may have. So Tuesday study, Thursday live Zoom, and the live Zoom is a lot for us to review all together and for you guys to ask me questions. So make sure you're figuring out what things you don't quite understand so that you can ask me on that day, okay? And you can always also ask me, like go ahead and ask me those questions as you're reviewing. Like email me or text me if you have my number. Let's see, the last thing is, yes, Friday is the test. So Tuesday study, Thursday, everybody study all together live, and then Friday we're taking the test, okay? So that's what this week looks like. Ooh, there's a bee. So now I'm gonna swipe myself over to showing you guys how to do the study guide. All right, so let me show you guys what I'm talking about when I say that you need to create your own study guide. And you can kind of base this off of the notes that you already should have been taking these last 3 weeks on your assignments. So I usually like to head mine, just like study guide, cap, rather than writing out capítulo all the way out, which means chapter, cap 5AB. so that you know that's what that is. And I have given you guys a document that tells you all the things that you need to know, but you may even for yourself just be like, okay, these are the topics that I need to know. I need to memorize tener, venir, ser, estar, the possessive adjectives, and your 5AB Quizlet, okay? All these things are going to be on the test, remember, which is on Friday, okay? So if you're starting out with tener and venir, the reason why these ones are special is because they're both go verbs. So you started teaching yourself about go verbs. They have a irregular form for the yo form. So if you remember when you're conjugating, so what you're memorizing for these is you're memorizing the conjugations, right? So if I were to take tener, which means to have, I would say, okay, so for yo, which is I, tu, which is you, él and ella, which is he and she, nosotros, which is we, nosotros or nosotras, vosotros or vosotras, and ellos, ellas. And if you remember, singular, plural, right? First, second, third person, first, second, third person. Okay? So these are the things, these are the subjects, remember? When you're conjugating for tener, instead of teno, because remember you take off the ending, it's tengo. Okay? And then remember the endings for ER are OS, hemos, en. And so it follows the rest of that, besides the fact that it is a stem changing verb, right? So tengo, the E stays the same, but for down here, it's tienes, tiene, and then remember this one is the thing that has like a boot. So these two do not change the stem because this is the stem, remember? So we have tenemos, tenéis, and this one changes because it's in the boot. Tienen. All right, so this is what you're going to want to do for each one of these and say, okay, I need to remind myself that this is a stem changing verb and that it's a go verb because of the GO, and you can even find the page number so that you can reference it. So this, the page number for this is page 228. So you want to have your book handy with you as you're taking these notes. So I said page 228, and you can even look over at what it tells you about it. So I apologize for my creaky chair. So that's what you need to do for tener and for all of these. And even if it just helps you to just be like, okay, I already know venir pretty easily. So venir is also a go verb. And so you just say vengo, vienes, viene, venemos, venéis, vienen. So if that helps you, if that's enough for you, that's fine, okay? But if you need all this, please do that because that will help you memorize it better and know better which ones go, which ones do stem changing. And so Sarah and a star, you want to memorize because remember they're irregular, okay? So find those pages. I will give you those pages in the book of which pages those ones are on, and don't just, if you don't know them, don't just copy them like this. Like you need to really be memorizing them so that you know them for the test because we're taking the test on Friday. And possessive adjectives, which are like, let's see, I have that page. possessive adjectives, which are on page 232. Mi, mis, tu, tus, sus, sus, nuestros, nuestras, vuestro, vuestra, sus. So those ones should be pretty simple because they, for the most part, match their counterparts in how you would think they would. And then, of course, your Quizlet. So do the same thing that you've been doing with Quizlet, where you go to it. Let me get mine up here and then I'll show you. Right, so you're gonna go to it and continue to learn it, because we will be going over these on the test as well. So if you guys have any questions about any of this stuff, you're confused, we're gonna do a Zoom, as I said before. We're gonna do a Zoom on Thursday and do a big review all together, and you guys can ask me questions or ask me what you need to go over. You can even comment on today's assignment and say, okay, this thing doesn't make sense to me. Okay, so as you're going through making your study guide or reviewing your notes from before, or possibly making your notes from before, because I haven't gotten it from all of you. As you're doing that, if there's something that doesn't make sense, please make a note of it so that whenever we have our live Zoom, you can ask me about it. So, all right, I'll see you guys on Thursday then. I'm excited to finish up this chapter, even though it's all been online, which is crazy. So, all right, I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.